Everyone's a Lobo. We represent the land of enchantment. No one will ever stop us. We will never stop fighting for what is right. Each of us defines all of us. We are brave. We are courageous. We represent the culture and people of this great state. We are putting UNM esports on the map.
Let's try that again. No, but this time when I'm not muted. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Rio Grande Rivalry Week, NMSU versus UNM. I'm Dieter Elegant Cabbage Handbicky, joined tonight on the desk and on the cast with...
Tyler Fossil. Thank you.
And... Mark?
Mark Führer. I'm the president of UNM Esports. Hello.
And we're going to very shortly get into a best of 7 Rocket League. UNM versus NMSU. I'm not entirely certain what or when we're getting into that. So, Mark, what are you expecting from tonight?
Based on what I know about both teams, I'm expecting a pretty good set of games here. As biased as I am, must hand it over to UNM. I believe that their roster is just a lot more solid overall. But I think that Fossilize could really kind of go into the details about why that is.
Well, I mean, as biased as we may or may not be, we do have a few very experienced players here at UNM. Decaf getting up to around the 2K MMR mark, which is getting up there close to pro level. Aaron has also been way up there. I do know that NMSU has gotten a lot better since the first few matches that we played against them almost 3 years ago now, when all of this started getting rolling. So they could surprise us. They could 100% blow us out of the water, blow all of our expectations. I just know that our players are capable of great things. So
For sure, and I'm really excited to get this whole rivalry going, and I think that we are leaving the match.
leave the current match. There was a few issues with it that will be fixed momentarily.
No worries.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
So UNM has a couple of very good players on it. But in Rocket League, is it all skill, or are there ways for the less mechanically skilled team to be able to overcome?
Oh, Rocket League is by far one of the most diverse playing style type of esport. The more mechanical skill can easily be matched with high team play style of gameplay. So if a team may not be the type of flashy team, but if their comms are good, if they have good chemistry, they know where each other are on the field, that can easily, start plays that the higher mechanically skilled team may not be able to read. So you'll just see these different types of play styles that just kind of mesh into, whatever each team's, motto or, that type of thing is. So it can easily just get changed. I don't know.
Yeah, no worries. Rocket League is just one of those games that you can be 4 goals up, and then immediately, within the span of a minute and a half, you're tied up again. And I think that it really makes for some really good viewing. Of course, the games are really short, only 5 minutes per game. So the whole time it's action-packed. There's never a dull moment playing Rocket League. For those of us who are not super aware of, the intricate mechanics of the game, if you want to, go over some of the more... some of the the bigger stuff that we're going to be seeing pretty consistently throughout this series.
Yeah, so a lot of low-level Rocket League players, the very basics, or the very basic kind of summary of Rocket League is basically Hot Wheels that can fly playing soccer. And as, weird as that kind of sounds, when we get into the game, it really will just kind of show you how similar it is to that. In game, you'll see cars flying to hit the ball, but I mean, realistically, the point is you'll see red cars and blue cars trying to put the ball in each other's net, and that is as simple as it can get. There are technical terms for everything. I may say, ceiling shot when someone comes off the ceiling, or some type of flick that they do in game. But in the end, everything is just simply to score a goal. It's as simple as just soccer. You can pass the ball to one person to another person, and shooting the ball is, it's as basic as that.
Yeah, I mean, it's put ball in goal. That's how I see everybody describe the game.
Put ball in goal. Forehead,
For sure.
hit ball toward goal.
So I know that we have a few team members that you may want to speak about. So we have our main roster of Decaf, Arun Zatal, and Webb. If you want to go over what do each player excel at?
Yeah, so by far Decaf or Brian is by far our most technically skilled player. he is he has also gotten to the highest MMR out of all of our players, and he will be the player that you see going off the ceiling, going for ceiling shots, like I was just briefly talking about, going off the wall. You'll see him trying to do the spectacular plays that you may see on some clip on the internet somewhere. Wes is or Webb is also very technically skilled, but I wouldn't say he's at the level of Brian just yet. But he is also capable of those clip-worthy plays. Aaron is that kind of all-around, just great player for any team. He likes to pass the ball. He can score the ball. He's a great defender, and he's really just the reliable playmaker and just solid player of the team. It's the player that you want to have, pretty much.
Yeah, for sure. And I know that, as far as I'm aware, Decaf is going into finance, and was born in Connecticut, actually, and plays baseball at UNM and has done so for 4 years. So he's a great Rocket League player and a great baseball player. Webb is majoring in management info systems, lived in Albuquerque his whole life, went to La Cueva. He'll be getting his bachelor's degree next spring. And then there is, so we have Decaf, Webb, and then Arun Zatal. Where did he put his? He is a business major, graduating this spring as well. Albuquerque born and raised, and graduated from Sandia High School, and is another big sports player. On that note, something that I've noticed about people who play Rocket League and people who, I guess people in Rocket League tend to be really into sports. Have you noticed that same trend anywhere else, or?
Rocket League, I think, is really easy, aside from like the like sports simulation games like you see around, like FIFA and Madden, which are really pretty much easy plug and play. If you're into a sport, you can simply just plug in FIFA if you're into soccer, or Madden if you're into football, and just kind of be into that. Rocket League is that kind of really cool in-between game where it is a sport at heart, but it's also, it's a video game. So a lot of the stuff that you'll see in Rocket League, and if you get in and play, it's really similar in almost all of the aspects to a real sport. Rocket League, you're forced to train and you're forced to practice certain things. And it's really unlike any other game in that aspect, because there's no statistic-based, moves or buttons. There's no you press A and it passes. That's not how Rocket League works. It's all about physics, and it's all about how you manipulate your car to make the ball go where you want it to go. So for the people who kind of get tired of, the statistic-based games, or say you press, a certain button and it does this amount of damage, or you click a button and, it shoots a gun that has a certain recoil pattern. Rocket League is you press a certain amount of, controls on your controller, and it may not work out as you want it to. It will always do the same exact thing that you tell it to do, just like if you were to go out on a soccer field and kick a ball.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I would assume that all the crossovers would bring in a lot of people from varying different fields. I'll take this opportunity to talk a little bit about NMSU, and I'll let Dieter handle all of those.
Sure. NMSU, it's the three players on their team are Aiden, Arud, and Epi. Retro Devil, I believe, is their coordinator, and Flash is their coach, or do I have that backwards?
That is correct.
Okay, yeah. Awesome. Where did they...
all of their...
Yeah, no, I got it. Aiden, he's was born in Albuquerque and played soccer for 4 years in high school, and he's going for athletic training. So another, as we were talking about a little bit earlier, another regular, not esports connection. He is 1600 MMR. Narud is... Why can I not find any of these? Mark,
Epi.
go.
Epi Velarde went to Powake High School, lives in Española, and will end up getting his electrical engineering in spring. And I don't believe Narud was born and raised in El Paso and played football for 9 years. So that is all
And
the introduction we got.
His MMR, he specified earlier in our briefing that he was Silver 2. I am here to positively say that is incorrect. From what I remember in the few times that we've played against him, he can be upwards of 1700. So just, he can be very good, essentially. That's about 200 MMR higher than what was the highest rank. So we can expect a lot out of him.
Alrighty, and with that, I am hearing that we are ready to go. So let's turn it over to the game. Should be starting any moment now, once the players are in and going.
Yeah, so let me just write in here, good to go.
And we are...
And we should be getting on our way.
We are live with gameplay.
Look at that map.
Look at that map. And I see 6 players on the field, so we should be starting.
Here we go.
Yep, here we go.
Game 1. It's on.
The Rio Grande Rivalry has begun in the Rocket League stage.
Fossil, go ahead and walk us through what your typical kickoff looks like.
Kickoffs can be so annoyingly... The kickoffs are the one thing in Rocket League that can be completely random. You have typically 2 players on either team going for the ball at the center field, and depending on how the players... actually, that's going to almost be in goal. Aaron, great save. But going back to kickoffs, they're really a 50-50 at the midfield. That can really go any way. And that's going to be a goal for Naru. That was a great amount of pressure there right off the beginning from NMSU.
Yeah, it seemed to stay on the side of UNM for that whole entire duration before the goal hit, so the pressure is definitely on for UNM here.
And that was 3 shots on the goal, basically one right after another, and finally one was able to hit for NMSU.
Yeah, we'll see, because I think UNM may actually take this game a little bit less serious than maybe they were first believing, so maybe they got a little bit caught off guard by the amount of pressure that NMSU could put on immediately. But maybe
I mean that's a thing that you see a lot of teams doing, especially if they feel that this is going to be an easy win, then they're not going to take the game nearly as seriously. But I mean that clearly shows right there that NMSU is here to bring their A game, and UNM shouldn't underestimate that.
Oh yeah. Especially with all the pressure. I mean, there's pressure of the UNM rivalry. There's pressure of playing on stream in front of 90 people.
Yeah, of course.
There's any amount of, I'm losing the word here, but
I mean, all these compounding factors, right?
Yeah,
the
variables make it much more difficult.
And while this game isn't, it's not particularly high stakes from a competition state, right? This isn't a. Ooh, that was very close. Oh,
they're back in.
And that's 2-0.
NMSU was bringing it to the field right now. That was just unfortunately missed save there by Webb in the corner. I don't think he could have got there. I don't know if he didn't have any boost, but it was a great shot initially that kind of set up a free net for Grand Alarm.
Yeah, well, that's this game or this series has no implication in any grand tournament or anything like that. But both of these teams really want to be able to end the night and say, yeah, we beat NMSU or we beat UNM.
I mean, this is essentially for bragging rights over the entirety of New Mexico. I mean, we've played other schools, but these are typically the 2 schools that you immediately think of when it comes to New Mexico. And if one of these can just, come out as the outright, dominant force of New Mexico, this is just for all those bragging rights.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this is really just kind of like the big game. So this, for those of you unaware, this is replacing the normal UNM versus NMSU football game. So there's actually quite a bit of pressure here to perform from both teams immensely. Real quick, I wanted to kind of go over, how do you manage boost in this game? What's going on with that?
So you'll see in each corner of the screen whenever we flip-flop to a player, you'll see a number. That's 52 currently, 55. That is the amount of boost that that player has. And you'll see on the field as people drive around, there are little kind of pads, as they're called in-game, and there are the big 100 pads in each corner and in the middle of the field. Those will give each other... Oh, actually, another great
score.
shot there by Narud. Going back to boost, basically those give the player the ability to get faster than the initial speed that the car can travel. You'll see multitude of different boost trails that players can equip from the main menu that will signal that boost is being used, and that allows people to get to basically the speed called supersonic, which is portrayed by that purple kind of trail behind the tires. And this kind of just it's just a faster speed that the car can travel. It allows for people to get into the air faster, and a multitude of things. So boost management is key for most teams. If you don't have boost, the other team just immediately has an advantage over you.
Yeah, for sure. So what can UNM do to kind of come back into this game with 1 minute left on the clock? I mean,
honestly, it's looking rather grim, to be honest, for UNM currently. They really need to find a few shots here soon, because the clock does stop when a goal is scored, so that allows for a reset and kind of catch your breath and hopefully set up a play or something like that off kickoff. But I mean, obviously, to win a game, you got to get more goals, and currently they have 0. And being on defense, that's not going to change anytime soon. So this could be a wrapped up game number 1 for NMSU, actually, pretty soon.
Yeah, with 30 seconds left on the clock, I don't foresee them getting a number of goals here. They equal 3. Frankly,
Exactly,
they'd
yeah.
have to get 3 kickoff goals, assuming they can get this first one.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the amount of pressure that NMSU has given them is overwhelming. And currently, I mean, UNM, aside from maybe this dribble here from decaf, but I mean, they haven't really put anything super threatening toward the NMSU goal. And with the last second waiting for the ball to hit the ground here, that is the game number 1 going to NMSU. All
right, well, call us the opposite of a prophet, because NMSU has shown up and shown out, and they're in it. They're in it to win it.
And that might be a wake-up call too for UNM. They came out really early on when we were discussing just brief stuff at the beginning of the game. There was absolute pressure by NMSU, and UNM couldn't do anything about it. And that kind of carried on throughout the game. I mean, across the board, you can see NMSU had 10 shots to the UNM 6, which is immense. I mean, that's a lot of pressure. So UNM's
I gotta be honest with you, I think Narud kind of came out and just was like, I'm here, let's score some goals, let's make 1 billion shots, let's put on all of this pressure, and UNM just could not deal with it. I mean, you look at the amount of shots compared to saves, you look at the goals, it's frankly just kind of gross.
Yeah, honestly, from a UNM perspective, that is not good. That is a whole lot of stat lines. Especially, I mean, the more alarming one, not to be punny with grand alarm on the field, is 0 goals. 0 goals for UNM. That is not good when you are going into a series that can mean so much for you.
Yeah, of course. So here we go, immediately hopping back into the next game. We will be seeing if UNM can manage to bring it back. Straight on in, game 2. Let's see what goes on.
We got to immediately look for enhanced pressure from UNM. I think that was one of the big things that they missed in game number 1. So look for booming clears, a lot of dribbling. That's great from Wes or Webb.
Yeah, that was a good double hit. Beautiful pass.
And a goal.
Straight in the goal.
That's exactly what we needed.
Yeah, just as you said, they put on the pressure. Wes went ahead and just broke 2 ankles and then immediately passed it midfield, and Arun Zatal was there to pick up the goal. That was wonderful.
That's exactly what UNM needed. A quick goal to get them started and to just kind of get those first game jitters out,
Yeah.
Without scoring a goal, that can have a lot of pressure on you going into game number 2.
So let's quickly talk about rotations in this game. I know that those are very important, and most of the time when goals get made, it's because rotations didn't happen or somebody missed the ball. Talk me through that.
Yeah, so in a game that, comparable game is soccer, correct? And in soccer, you have, that's going to almost be a goal, wow. In soccer, you have strict positions. You have goalies, defenders, midfielders, and forwards. Rocket League, you don't really have that. You have 3 players on the field who kind of fit into every single role. You can't just be a striker. You can't just be a defender. That is a nice shot by Narude.
Beautiful touch in mid-air right there. Wow.
It was just a great booming clear by Epi there, and UNM just could not react. Aaron went up to try to block it, he missed, and West just was not back to defend it. And that is a tie game with just under 4 minutes remaining for the second game. Yeah, so rotationally, every player has to be ready to do every single task. So, like you were just saying, over-rotating or missing a ball can really harm your team, because if your teammates are expecting you to hit a ball, your position on the field is directly resemblant to what you think is going to be happening. And if your role switches from hitting the ball to then supposed to be on defense because your teammate missed, that can really harm the team's just kind of outlook on the next few seconds. And I mean, I say seconds, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but seconds in Rocket League, the ball can travel the entire length of the field in less than a second, depending on the type of hit. So offense and defense is kind of fluid in this game.
Yeah, for sure. And those small mistakes is, I mean, really just the piece that NMSU seems to continue to take their advantage.
Nice shot, Wes.
Scoring. Oh, nice.
This is great. There was kind of a whiff early on by Decaf, but Aaron read that, launched it off of the corner, and Wes was just there to read it, which was great. Just being faster than the defending players.
And that was such a close shave. I think that was Narude from NMSU that just barely didn't get that defense for that block there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a game of centimeters. I mean, there's no real dimensions, I don't think, actually, for a Rocket League car, but it really is a game of mere inches.
A game of pixels, I suppose?
Pixels, actually, yeah, exactly. Game of pixels. Oh, great pass there by Aaron. Can Decaf get it? Oh, great. I think that was Epi there on the save.
Yeah, Epi up for it immediately. So, looking at all of this that's going on the field, I mean, you're just seeing cars flying around and just... I mean, how do you keep track of it all? Is there, like, a good way of managing the... Narude with another...
Narude is everywhere for NMSU currently. But, as a player, it can get rather confusing. As being on director mode as we are, it is slightly more confusing because we don't know exactly where we're going to be teleported on the field depending on where the camera takes us. But really, I mean, as a player, there is a multitude of ways to keep track of where you're going. It is like the #1 rule of getting better at Rocket League, to understand where your car is going and how to get your car where you want it to go. That is really awkward defense there by UNM. That is scary.
Yeah, that ball kind of stayed lingering for a little too long, I would say.
Lingering at a very low pace right in front of the net. It was one bad 50 away from a goal for NMSU. Narude up for a double touch and actually gets it perfectly center. Unfortunately for NMSU, no one was there to put it away. West looks like he's in a very awkward situation here.
Yeah, he looks like he lost control of the ball there a little bit. Oh, beautiful save.
Oh my goodness. The very shoddy defense here by UNM early, or not even early, late in this game. Got just over a minute remaining, and NMSU is kind of bringing back that pressure that we saw in game #1.
Yeah, UNM really wants to put the ball back on NMSU's side, get them kind of rotating against the wall, if you will, so that way they don't have the room to maneuver as much. I would presume that would be a really big integral piece of the pressure that you talk about.
Oh yeah, that might be a goal. What a save by there by West. Get it out. Nice there by Decaf to clear, but they're going to be in trouble here at UNM. They're going to be low on boost, and that was actually a great clear. That's going to relieve some of that pressure.
Yeah, but Narude just sent it all the way back.
Yeah.
Luckily for UNM, Narude was a little bit out of boost there.
Well, see, going back to the two things that we've mentioned before, so rotations and boost management, they kind of go hand in hand, especially at higher level Rocket League. So if your rotations are on spot on, and such shoddy defense, no way.
And that's going to be disaster for UNM with only 18 seconds left in the game.
18 seconds left. They're going to be in full attack mode here in the next 20 seconds. Thankfully, if you tie the game with 0 seconds remaining before the ball hits the ground, it will still go to overtime. 0-second goal. There's a few iconic Rocket League goals in that manner.
Yeah. So, do you consider keeping the ball up after the timer runs out to be rule number 1 or 2?
The debate will always go. No way!
A few seconds too short.
Goodness. Oh, it was there for the taking. That's so unfortunate.
But, I mean, big congratulations to NMSU for taking another game off of UNM.
That is game number 2 to NMSU.
And that's now 2-0 NMSU in a series that, I mean, we were all thinking was going to go pretty handily, honestly, to UNM.
I mean, yeah. I mean, going in, I was not expecting this amount of pressure from NMSU on this UNM squad. And like I said early on, they might have, kind of taken this as kind of a pushover type of thing. And maybe this has caught them off guard. Maybe the first 2 games have been that wake-up call. I mean, they did come up, a little bit, firing early on in this game, going up early, and then actually scoring the first and second, or no, they scored the first goal, then got tied, and then they scored the second, and then we got it back, but then they ended up losing. So I don't know. This could be, it could be looking pretty bleak for UNM here.
Yeah, that's a big demoralizer. You hate to see those with 18 seconds left goals.
Yeah, honestly.
Being pressured the entire time, it seems like they're just constantly on the back foot, and then one ball sneaks in 18 seconds before the game's over, and it's just you have to really try to reset your mental after that.
Well, especially after thinking you might have taken this game, depending on just a few little mistakes that may have happened.
Well, especially right there at the end, that was half a second off from tying the game up and going to overtime.
Oh, and it's there for the shot, but no one's there.
Oh, he kept just not being able to kind of connect with the ball there. He was sort of midfield, but I don't think he was expecting it to be as centered as it was.
We're going to need to see. I expect to see UNM come out here and just guns a-blazing. They're not going to be happy that they're down 2-0. 0-2, actually.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Because NMSU is just probably, realistically, they're just like, we have nothing to lose. We're up 2-0. We weren't expected to do anything here. And, we're giving it to them. And that might actually find the net.
We're showing up. Oh, just barely misses. Gets cleared. It's in a good spot for UNM here. Then they can really apply the pressure that they need to.
It was a good boost steal, but unfortunately, that's going to be a goal too.
Wow.
That's just unfortunate. Wes here got caught way too far up, and he wasn't expecting the miss there, and it proved to be, just too much. That little pop there by Epi at the midfield, when you're pushed up too hard, the ball can just kind of fly over you, very quickly, and you're not expecting it. And that's kind of exactly what happened to Wes there.
Yeah, it seems like he was a little bit too close. That's just unfortunate. Still plenty of time. UNM could put it back in, but wow, these touches are just beautiful.
NMSU, they're just kind of pressure, and they're just capitalizing on the mistakes, honestly. That's a good touch there by Webb, but we really need to see UNM start kind of capitalizing on beating the first player. We may get passed by one, but we're not really finding the second or third player for a shot. Like this, unfortunately, that wasn't a shot on target. That wasn't a Rude saving it, but we need to see kind of the passing plays. We need to see multiple people touching it by UNM, back to back instead of just kind of mindless clearing of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, a big part of 3v3 Rocket League especially is the ability to pass it to so many different teammates and get a lot of different touches and just being ready for that seems to be not on the list for UNM.
Currently, they're struggling to just get anything done, on offense. They might get a lucky 50-50 or a booming clear just like that by decaf, but we're not there to capitalize on what they're doing. Now we have to read their touch, and it's not ideal because we don't know where the ball is going, and we're having to read where they're putting the ball, not vice versa.
Yeah. Oh, this seems to be a pretty good one.
Just
doesn't quite get it in.
barely missed
Oh,
another one.
Bump, and that's gonna find it. Thank you, decaf. Oh my, this was actually great. You'll see here in the replay. Aaron does go for the shot, but he misses. But he comes back and bumps the goalie, so he couldn't get up and save it.
And
So
two
massive.
players there on NMSU weren't able to get that defense. They were so close.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, the bump on one and the other one just wasn't ready.
Exactly. Yeah, the one that mattered the most was the bump on Narud, who I think it was Epi above him. Epi was expecting Narud to get the save, so when he gets bumped out of the way and then has to panic and try to save it, it's not ideal for the secondary saver because they're not in the position to make that play.
Beautiful catch, nice dribble, gets it by, back on the pressure. Can West put it in? Not quite, but UNM still has the pressure here.
Or up, they might be able to do something here. Another shoddy touch, not gonna lie, and that touch might actually go in NMSU's favor, but decaf's there to throw back into the zone.
This game happens so fast, it's honestly hard to keep track of sometimes. Good
Good
save.
shot on target and the good save by UNM.
Oh, but there was a miss there by NMSU. This could turn into an attacking move for UNM, but doesn't look like it. Another good 50, and Aaron's going to try to do a kill here, but almost. He just ran out of boost there.
Yeah.
Oh, good bumping goal. Decaf. Almost.
Doesn't quite hit the corner shot. That's a little unfortunate. That would have been
was
beautiful
so close.
into the corner.
And it was led by another bump in goal by Webb there that cleared it and would have let that ball go straight in if, it were on target. Aaron's there for a shot. Ah!
Oh, man, all of these shots just not quite landing.
UNM is just throwing the ball at the net right now and hoping for the best, and it's working because right now NMSU is going to be struggling for boost, and with 45 seconds left, this could be huge for UNM if they can capitalize. But they need to keep the pressure on and not allow NMSU to get any boost, which I believe Narud just picked up their corner boost.
Yeah, he did. He basically just single-handedly picked up a corner boost and put the pressure back on UNM here.
Oh, that's a double kill. This could be bad.
Looks
Oh,
like
Wes
they
is
were
there.
quite
Oh, that might
ready.
go in.
Shot on
my
goal.
God, it's going to be a free goal.
In!
Oh,
Beautiful.
my goodness. Wow,
This
and
is
just
the
like
UNM
that.
squad that I'm used to seeing.
Wide open net, almost missing. That is definitely UNM. No, but like we were talking about earlier, that was a misrotation there in the back by, I think it was Epi in the corner. I believe he either missed boost or waited for boost to spawn, and that left the goal wide open. So,
Yeah,
we'll
sometimes
see.
thinking that the boost is going to spawn and then it not spawning can be really disastrous. Pressure's back on for UNM here, but
Well,
Decaf
now the pressure's on for NMSU to try and tie up this game in the next 10 seconds
that's
to
true.
bring it to overtime.
Let's see if UNM can kind of control the ball movement here and see if they can just put it down. 2 seconds. It's going to bounce. He does keep it
It's
up.
up.
Oh, this
it's
might
up,
be...
but it's back towards NMSU here, and it
Okay.
hits.
We will take game number 3, and a big game for UNM. That would have been terrible to go down 3-0.
Yeah, that would have killed the mental very handedly, but I think that with this win, you kind of are going to be seeing a bit more confidence going into this next game, I think.
And I mean, it wasn't a handy win. It wasn't like 5-1, 5-2, but we'll take a win, considering the fact that NMSU had already scored 3 goals in the previous 2 games. So keeping them down to 1 shows that the defense from UNM is kind of picking up. And we do kind of expect with these type of players, with the flashiness of decaf and just the kind of the versatility of A runs it all, to put at least a few goals on target every game. So if they can keep the shots from the other team down and the amount of goals down, then we should be able to capitalize on the few opportunities that we make for ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, and as they say on the internet, a dub is a dub. So we take those.
We do take those.
I believe the next game should be starting shortly. You're back in it.
We'll see. Well, hopefully for UNM, and biased against NMSU, I apologize to the people in chat. we need to see them keep that momentum up. We need to see that amount of pressure that we saw in the minutes leading up to that second goal. If they can keep that up, that will be huge for UNM going forward in the series.
So, here's a quick question. How important are demos in 3v3? You know, I'm a big 2v2 player, and demoing is very important, but I'm not quite sure about 3v3.
Well, going back to what we were talking about with the rotations, eliminating one of those players from their defensive rotation is absolutely massive, because making it a 3v2 instead of, you know, the full-blown 3v3 is huge. You know, it'll open up passing lanes, it'll open up shooting lanes, and even getting rid of what I believe is typically the most common tactic is just eliminating the goalie. If you can put a shot on target, it doesn't matter if, you know, it'll go in if there's no goalie. So, exactly just like that. Epi tried to swing through. Yeah. So, the meta in Rocket League right now, a lot of people actually do not like it, is very demo heavy. You'll see a lot of people just kind of missing the ball intentionally and getting the person who's going to be hitting the ball just to throw the other team off. That was almost absolutely nasty by Aaron there.
Yeah, if that bounce went into the goal, it would have been clip-worthy. I would have put the impetus on the chest, but it's fine.
See what Wes can do here. He likes the situation, but a good challenge with that Grand Alarm. It could be overcommit there, but Decaf should get that. He does get a boost. So that could be bad, because now I have been, as soon as we started talking about it, I've been seeing a lot of demos come out from NMSU early in this game.
Well, we've already seen 2, and I think 2 was all we saw all of last game, and we're 90 seconds into this game 4.
I'm thinking maybe there's a little bit of stream sniping. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, to be completely honest, it can also be a tilt factor. People do not like being demoed, especially if they're in the perfect place to set up like a play. So if you see someone get taken out and they're like envisioning this beautiful, you know, passing play off the ceiling, blah blah blah, whatever it ends up being, and they get, you know, taken off of the field and their dreams just die in the blink of an eye, it can really. And Decaf's going for something clip-worthy here, but he misses. But Wes is there, and he hits the post. Oh no!
That is
Aaron's there to keep the pressure. So this, if they can keep the pressure there, this might be massive. Decaf going for a double touch here. He may get there. Open up for Webb if he can put it in. Hits the crossbar. That's just, you hate to see it.
Oh man, we're gonna have to start calling Webb crossbar at this rate. Oh my goodness.
Open net. Too far to the left. Not quite.
I mean, we're seeing a lot of pressure though. UNM is still in a good position here. As long as it maintains on the side of NMSU and there's no boost for NMSU, we're looking at a pretty good opportunity for a goal, but UNM just can't quite put it in.
NMSU is just having splendid rotation with no boost, and Epi just ended up picking up that boost, but he didn't get a really strong touch. This could still be trouble for NMSU. We kept trying to keep the pressure on. Epi missing again. This could be a shot.
Good save by Narud.
But again, just pressure.
This pressure is, they've got to be sweating here. They got to be. Aaron just kind of lobbing it back in. Narud goes up. Kind of a bad touch. Could be a shot here. They're both there. Don't double commit.
Another demolition.
Here, Grand Alarm has 0 boost, and that's probably a few of the players too. That's a great boost steal there from Decaf, keeping the pressure on. I was going for a shot, but that 50 is going to release all of the pressure.
Yeah, Epi manages to just bang it towards the other side. Decaf with the reverse.
Good demo. He doesn't have boost to capitalize.
Seen a lot of midfield play here.
Good touch there by Aaron. Oh, this could be good.
Almost hits he almost gets a second touch.
God, this game feels like it should be like a 5-goal game, but there's just not, like, nothing has happened yet. So much pressure, but not a shot. Decaf could try to do something funny here, but he's screwed it up. He got in his own head.
He did touch it again and leaves room for Runzenthal to hit it in, but doesn't quite have the boost, I don't think.
Yeah, this could be trouble. This is a 2v1 for Decaf, and he does really great there to pressure, because that was an incoming demo that could have been an easy goal for NMSU.
Got a little stuck there.
Grand Alarm's playing keeper right now. Aaron clearing it to the corner. Buddy does get demoed.
Yeah,
a great
mid.
Great finish by Decaf. That can clear a lot of the pressure. This might be really dangerous.
Good.
No. No.
But it goes the wrong way. It will hit the... Wait, just...
That could have been really bad for you. That could have been
very close.
That could have been a game. Was it 6, 5, 5? That would have been game 5 ceiling right there, but hit the post. And there's the goal! Oh, out of nowhere! What the? Oh my goodness!
Grand Alarm just hitting into the corner. Webb is ready immediately, and now barely misses.
A scuffed clear there in the corner by Grand Alarm, and Webb is just there to capitalize. And after all of that pressure, it wasn't a pass from UNM to UNM, it was a pass from NMSU to UNM. That seals, game's not over. But that great bump by Webb.
Not quite, but the ball hits the floor, and we're 2-2.
2-2. That was stressful. Just like a few picks. Oh my goodness.
We got ourselves a game.
We got ourselves a series, man. That was real scary early on. That game number 3 could have easily gone the other way, and we would be 3-0 down. But now it is 2-2. Series is back to normal, or back to zeros pretty much. Now it's just a best of 3. We've just played 4 games of Rocket League, and everyone's tired. So.
Yeah, I mean, these best of 7s really take a toll on you. I mean, each game is only 5 minutes, but it is a chaotic and intense 5 minutes.
That is exactly. And other games, with multiple rounds, you'll see, Counter-Strike, Valorant, and League, for example, take, upwards of 30 minutes for one game. And Rocket League, one game's 5 minutes. What happens. And it happens really quickly. So.
Yeah, I mean, basically, we were just talking about what happens, but it felt like nothing happened for 4 minutes and, 40 seconds.
4 minutes and 50 seconds, really, and...
Yeah, honestly. And I mean, it was the pressure. The pressure was there, but there was really just no, convincing shots on target from really either team. There was the one booming clear by NMSU that almost sealed the game, and then the one missed touch on defense by Grand Alarm that Webb just capitalized on. And that's it, and that's all it takes.
All right, and now we go into the next game. Like you said, basically 0-0, but only after so many games and mental taxation.
Honestly.
Interesting buddy bump there.
Buddy bump, double commit, whatever you want to call it. Decav's going for a play here, almost. That would have been clip-worthy. Aaron keeping pressure on. This could be big. Wes is there.
Ooh.
Great block there by Epi. Those double commit, but they're going to not have any disadvantageous counterattack. Grand Alarm's going to launch that, but unfortunately for them, no beneficial shot. Epi's going to have to save this.
Did manage. Nothing too bad, but wow. Where did UNM come from? What's going on?
They woke up.
They woke up.
It took 2 games, but they seem to be showing up these past 3.
So far, well, it's only a minute into game number 6. Sorry, right? 6.
No, I think this is 5 because it's 2-2.
This is 5. 2-2. Thank you. Sorry, math. It's not my strong suit. That was a nuts touch by Aaron, but no one's there. Decaf.
But the crossbar down doesn't quite make it in. Narud is there for a big touch. Decaf's around.
Good clear by NMSU.
Wonderful.
Randall's going to try to take this to the wall. Let's see if West can get a good challenge, and he does. It's going to be beneficial for UNM here.
Narud is there for it. Grand Alarm is there for the pickup off of that too. Let's see if he can do anything with it. Not quite. Pressure's back on UNM.
This has really been much more of a in-between game. That's going to be really...
Oh, that was close.
That was almost a detrimental double. Decaf was there, and if he didn't get a good touch, Aaron could have easily angled that. That's going to be an awkward touch for whoever's back for UNM. And like I said, you missed, but thank God Aaron is there to get the big boomer clear. And he beats Nard, so this could be beneficial. Oh, the pass up the middle.
The back pass is beautiful.
Oh, great shot. That was actually just great. That was, honestly, Wes is there for the shot and all the power to him, but Aaron made that play. All of that, trouble he caused on the defensive end. Wes slots that, and it was a great shot, but Aaron deserves most of the credit for that goal.
Yeah, that was a beautiful, couple of dribbles, and then the back pass to Wes was just icing on the cake, truly.
And just being annoying. You can't discount being annoying, because, hitting the ball when the other team isn't expecting it can really just kind of, throw them off on the defensive end.
Unfortunately, Webb doesn't have any boost here. Manages to steal the corner boost, though. Let's see if it matters too much.
I mean, being annoying is a pretty valid strategy in almost any esport. If you just tilt them, that's
Exactly.
a
Yeah.
lot of people's strategies.
All the passes
It's
there.
pretty effective. I mean, especially we were talking about the demos earlier. Like tilting is a very real thing. Nothing feels worse than just
Oh yeah.
tilted.
And I also have to imagine, since we have a bit of a lull in this
Oh,
game,
what a touch.
Oh, as you
going
say. Yeah.
going up 2 games in the series right off the bat, and then
Oh, this
losing
massive.
2 can't be good for your mental.
No.
Oh, grand alarm coming
it
in.
is- That is. This was kind of an unconventional 2v1. Typically, you see one player go for a demo, but Grand Alarm actually opted for shooting before, other than passing when he had a wide open teammate for an easy goal. It didn't end up mattering. Or matter. But, sorry.
Yeah.
But, yeah, anyway, ties the game up with just over 2 minutes remaining, and, MSU has life.
I mean, like we said, it's real games now. It's beautiful to watch, honestly. There's so
This
much
could be
happening.
awkward.
Naruto kind of
Oh.
misses it.
Oh.
Naruto's right there. Oh,
Great capitalization. This was an unfortunate attempt by Naruto. It was actually a great play to stop the ball from being easily readable off the backboard, but unfortunately his team wasn't really ready for that second and third touch, which Aaron was apparently ready for, and he jumped on it.
Well, it
Yeah.
looked like he just accidentally got his car in between the ball and the wall, and
Exactly.
it was just an easy setup.
yeah, that's just unfortunate. Let's see what NMSU can do in the next minute 30 seconds. I mean, one goal is not that.
One goal,
difficult.
one goal is definitely not a lot when it comes to Rocket League, but we'll see because UNM is still here to, try to add more to their lead.
Yeah, I mean, the larger your lead, the better off you're gonna be.
Oh!
Oh, they just missed the ball. Oh no!
This was a
Don't
great.
like to see this.
This was great by Aaron to beat the last defender, but you don't expect these to go in very often. That is just an unfortunate miss on defense. I believe that was Grand Alarm.
Yeah, that's just unlucky and for the side of NMSU because now 2 goals is a lot more difficult to get in. That was definitely a very preventable goal.
That was definitely preventable. Unfortunately, things like that, like going back to tilt. This is a wide open shot there by Grand Alarm. Unfortunately, it's the post. Oh, the pinch could
Oh my
be
god,
over the
a
bus.
banger!
Decaf.
Decaf! Oh, it doesn't quite land it. That
But like
pinch
a-
was kind of nuts.
Pinch was kind of nuts. But yeah, going back to the tilt, with that type of defensive mistake, and if that costs them, giving up the almost match point here soon, that could be maddening for a defender, especially because that's going to be on your mind for the rest of the match. You don't want to make those stupid mistakes that cost games.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when it's tied up like this. Oh, Naruto.
Oh.
Oh, gets the back pass off the touch, and Grand
It's
Alarm
like
is
we were
ready for it.
Decaf just got absolutely goosed to that ball, and just easy pass off the wall, and Grand Alarm's there to capitalize, making up for his mistake. And
Yeah,
bringing it
Grand
back to
Alarm
one.
said, all right, listen, I may have missed that ball, but I'm not going to miss this goal.
Yeah. And with 20 seconds left, this is always a game. Like I said earlier, game's not over till the ball hits the ground after 0 seconds, so this could be easily an overtime worthy game.
Yeah, and I've seen many a ball not hit the ground upwards of 30 seconds in some of these higher level games.
Oh,
Oh, what a
Whoa,
save!
Decaf barely manages to get that out of the goal. Holy moly. All right, ball's up.
All
Let's
right.
see if NMSU can keep it up and get it into the goal at the same time. There is a good touch. Epi is up for it. Decaf is also up for it, though. Could they get another goal here? Decaf puts it in. Insult
and-
to injury.
Steals the game. Oh, that was terrifying. But UNM, honestly, as clock hit 0, UNM had the boost. And, I credit NMSU for keeping it up to keep the dream alive. But there was a lot of struggle that was going to need to happen for them to, capitalize on a mistake. Really, that was going to be needed for
Yeah.
UNM to lose that game.
So that puts UNM at 3 and NMSU at 2. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that puts us at match point, right?
That does put us at match point. That is 3-2 in the series. UNM coming back from down 0-2 and now up 3-2. I don't put it past NMSU to take this next game, though. They have been pixels away as we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, the
from
game of pixels.
tying up these games and or taking the lead. So I wouldn't put it past them to make this or take this to a game 7.
Yeah, the way these games have been going, I mean, UNM seems to be like warming up in many ways, but I still wouldn't discount NMSU after those first 2 games. They were looking really strong, and I mean, honestly, they're still looking pretty strong. So,
Well, especially
I'm looking forward to this next game.
They came out of the gate swinging. That was what game 1 was. What 3-0, 3-1.
3-0, and UNM had no pressure whatsoever.
Yeah, now these past couple games seems to be all pressure from UNM. It's just constantly on MNSU side, and they just can't quite get the boost that they need.
And I have to imagine that at NMSU, you're going into this series, you're probably thinking you're the underdog, or at least you're not favored to win. And you come out of the gate swinging, you go up pretty convincingly 2-0, and then you lose the next 3. That has to be really draining on your mental.
Has to be, especially it being 6 games in now.
Oh, Grand Alarm with the double touch.
Was almost beautiful by Grand Alarm, honestly. But like I was saying, I mean, it being as far as it is into the series and being as drained, like we were just talking about, this can. They're going to need to bring some momentum, or this could easily be. Oh God, if Decaf really bring out the battle bus.
with the battle
bus.
Oh,
No.
but he
Oh.
almost gets it in too. Oh gosh, the battle bus. We're seeing the battle bus stream. Gamers and gentlemen, we truly have ourselves a series.
Series in Rocket League, Fortnite in Rocket League, meeting in New Mexico. Oh my goodness.
Where are we dropping? We are dropping right here at the Rio Grande Rivalry between NMSU and UNM. Tilted Towers no more.
Oh no. All right,
Oh man, this pressure.
Just a minute and 20 into the game, UNM is bringing the pressure yet again, but that demo actually gives NMSU a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, it looks like they are trying to regain control, but it feels like every time they're trying to put it back on the side of MSU, there is somebody there. The rotations really have cleaned up for UNM here. GCAF's looking a little questionable. Epi's almost there for it, but
We do have time to need the pressure. Wes does get a booming clear, and he's going to steal the boost. That's going to be big for the next 2 seconds here for UNM's offensive pressure.
Aaron puts it up. Decaf could be in a really good position here. Doesn't quite hit it. I don't know if that was the battle bus or...
I'm going to blame the battle bus there personally, but call it as you will.
The battle bus. Oh, man.
Oh, that's going to be on target. Good save there.
Good save. So, something I'm not noticing too much of is like any kind of particularly...
Should be beautiful. Hold on.
Oh,
let's go.
Almost from the ceiling.
Almost. Oh my goodness.
So I do know that there are a few shots in Rocket League, but there aren't too many. I believe like there are things like the musty flip. Is there any other like big name shots that you'll see pretty consistently at this level?
So honestly,
Oh.
Aaron, that's gonna be just after halfway through, Aaron flips off of the wall. There's no named flick for this, unless you want to call it the Aaron flick or something like that.
Hey,
That is
I'm
just-
down. That's the UNM special right there. That's what we're gonna
UNM
call it.
special.
Yeah, can I get a Blake's #1 right there?
Easy green.
So going back, high level Rocket League, you will see countless levels of Blake. Not all of them have names, and a lot of casters of high level Rocket League actually won't even acknowledge names like the musty flick. They'll just call it a backwards flick or something like that. Wow, that is
Narud!
banger
Hello.
shot. Waking everyone up after that basically slumber by NMSU for a little bit.
Yeah, Narud was ready for that
Corner.
off the... Woo!
That was just an excellent shot on goal.
Yeah. Out of nowhere, too. I mean, I feel like UNM had most of the pressure for the first half of this game.
Yeah, and now we're tied back up again. Woo! Let's see. Anything going on? But yeah, so casters don't really refer to musty flicks.
Yeah,
just kind
yeah,
of
so
flicks.
musty flicks you'll see a lot. It's basically when you use a backwards flick to get the ball basically going at a higher rate of speed and at a higher elevation. That was actually...
It's a very good
Scary.
shot.
Passing play almost here. That almost could have been a passing play for UNM, but the pass was just not there, unfortunately. But yeah, so a lot of different flicks. Ceiling shots are sometimes called squishy shots, named after the player who pretty much invented them. Musty flicks, another player created it. There's a few others, such as a breezy flick, which you don't really see very often in competitive play. It's more for show, as are a lot of the kind of flicks that you see. They're really more for show and just kind of, style points, rubbing it in almost.
Sometimes you just got to do it for the swag.
Exactly, freestyle. It makes you feel good when you do it.
Yeah, speaking of freestyling.
Oh, I might find out. Oh my goodness.
Woo! Barely saved that. Very good.
NMSU is coming out. They do not want to. They do not want to leave here without.
That was 3 demos for NMSU, just one right after another.
It's gonna be huge though. Epi's awkward.
Oh.
Epi's just barely there for it. Oh, Grand Alarm has the ball by himself. Aaron will be there though.
Good clear there by Aaron. On the 5th, awkward, but UNM could have time. 30 seconds here. This is going to be one of the last attacks. This could be massive.
Let's see what Webb can do here. He kind of throws it away a little bit there.
Awkward.
Passes it back. It's a close one. Nail biter.
Oh, Aaron's going to have a shot here. Oh, but he gets robbed by Webb.
Webb, whose team are you on?
Oh, this could be bad too. Yeah. He does have good for this.
What can the battle bus do?
It's going to be. Could this be overtime?
First overtime. And ball hits.
Oh, Game 6 overtime. This could be for the win or to keep NMSU alive to Game 7 of the Rio Grande Rivalry. Oh my.
So,
what an absolute nail biter.
How does overtime work, for those who don't know?
Well, basically, it's golden goal.
Oh, that's it! That's it!
Oh,
there it is!
UNM wins.
Webb with the play, just right in.
Easy ceiling shot. Epi just unfortunately spawns in front of the ball and cannot do anything about it. It just rainbows right over him. Oh my goodness.
That's how overtime works, apparently.
That's how overtime works.
It's first to a goal as long as it goes, and evidently it didn't go very long. Wow. That was wonderful.
That was something. Oh my goodness.
Looks like the players are looking for a best of 9.
Yeah, the players are looking for a best of 9. We will let everyone know.
I'm thinking NMSU. Epi already left. I'm thinking NMSU is done. We might be able to pull one of the UNM players up here for a brief interview if you guys want.
Yeah, that
sounds awesome.
with me.
I will do so. Hold on one second. I'll be right back.
Drag someone up. Wow, what an absolute nail biter! And literally just like that, the game was over. Series done. UNM takes the Rocket League. I mean, for lack of a better word, the Rocket League Cup. You know what I mean? Like, tomorrow we have Overwatch, but.
I am going to be pulling up Wes or Webb. He did end up getting that last goal in overtime. If I can do so, let's see if I can make this work. Discord being... There we go.
There we go.
Hello, Wes. How are you feeling, man?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, tell us about the games. Kind of just go over, how were comms?
Comms, we kind of started out a little slow, and then once we kind of went down 1, we were kind of really just trying to pick it up, But other than that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we saw you guys kind of take the 0-2 loss there at the beginning. Was that affecting your mental at all, or were you just kind of shaking it off by Game 3?
We were kind of a little shaken, but we just really wanted to get the win, so we just kind of dug a little bit deeper, just tried to pull out the dubs for UNM.
That is wonderful. How do you feel after getting the overtime goal, the only overtime that we saw in the entire series, and the match point win?
I honestly didn't really expect that one to fall in. I kind of hit it pretty weak, but I'll take it.
Nice. Well, that's great. congratulations to you guys. GG's to NMSU. If you have anything you want to talk about, or if you want to shout out any of your socials or anything, feel free.
Anything you want to say to the fans watching? I think we hit 120-ish viewers tonight, so
yeah.
That's honestly insane. Like, I did not expect that many people to show up, so thanks for everyone just showing up and cheering us on. And just, honestly, just shout out to UNM Esports for making this possible. It's really cool how far this has come.
Well, thank you very much, Wes. We appreciate you coming up here and kind of giving us a little bit of insight there.
Yeah, thanks, guys, for having me.
For sure. Well, with that, I think that we're good to go.
Yeah. We will be back live tomorrow at 8 p.m. for NMSU versus UNM, and it will be Overwatch, a best of 3, I think.
I believe we decided best of 3, but it might be best of 5.
Probably
not, because they take a little longer.
Yeah. So thank you, everyone, for coming out and supporting UNM Esports versus New Mexico State University Esports. Thank you all for coming out and for supporting us. See you tomorrow at 8 p.m.
Don't forget to throw us that follow, turn on that bell, the usual. You want to be notified when we're live. We're going to be back at it again. We're going to be back at it multiple weeks coming in. Make sure you hit us up on our social medias. We are happy to always talk to anybody. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. That was great.
All right.